Hey Craig, I was just going over your email and I just wanted to make up a quick video because it's a hell of a lot easier, I think, to explain this way. Plus you get a nice view of my wallpaper, which I'm very proud of. But anyway, just to get down to it, this WestJet folder, this is the one that I sent you after we finally kind of figured out how to make it work, after you sent me several models and I sent you that one video that explained the two that worked. Okay, so that's what's in this folder. You should recognize it. It's just got all the flash stuff. This folder underneath, this is the one that contains the 4 models, DAE models that you'd sent me. And of course there's the 2 Maya ones that worked, the Maya Collada exporter and also the Maya Open Collada exporter. So I went through this and I looked at your email and I thought of 4 possible things that might be screwing you up, and I wasn't quite sure if I understood in your email. If you could let me know, like, were you able to just simply extract what I sent you and then just execute the SWF and at least get the WestJet model working, or not? That's kind of one thing I was unclear on. But in any case, I need to go through this, through the 4 steps. So yeah, let's get started. The first possibility that I can think of is the model fails entirely. And this is the problem that I was running into when you had sent the original models in both the case of Red and the case of WestJet. And I can show you what that looks like. If you go ahead and open up, you're going to need to open up the FLA, which contains basically nothing, but we need it there just so we can run the movie. And once you have the FLA open, you're going to go ahead and open up simplevideo.as. And those are the action script files, I'm sure you know. So you'll go down to a point, in this case line 108, where it's actually pointing to your DAE file. So this is the working version, and I'll just show you what it looks like. And unfortunately I sent you a copy that it does spit out an error, but I've since fixed it. But in this case it doesn't matter, so I'm just going to show you that. So here we go. Okay, so you'll see down here it's going to say warning, required materials not found, da 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 da, several times over. That's fine. That's the one I sent you. Don't worry about that. But you'll see the model will still appear just fine. Okay, so to show you what a complete failure looks like, not me, I'm going to take this DAE file and just call it works, and I'm going to take one of your models that I know doesn't work and I'll copy it over. Now that we have that, let's rerun the script and you'll see what a complete failure looks like. So check for this. If this is happening to you, then that's immediately the problem is the model. And again, like I said before, I don't know what the hell I'm doing with models. I don't know why some shit works and some shit doesn't. We'll go ahead and start the demo. Okay, there we go. Now this is an actual full error. We get those warnings like I spoke about before, but right here, type error, cannot access a property or method of null object reference. That is specifically because I chose one of the models that that you created that is just, for whatever reason, it doesn't work with Paper Vision 3D. So that's the first thing to check. If you're not receiving that, I need to go back and delete the non-working and switch it back to the working model. So now that that's fixed, second thing you mentioned, scaling. Scaling actually takes place within the Flash ActionScript files, and in fact it's right underneath where we specify the DAE file. Here's what the original code specified for a scale. You'll see it's 0.0075. And just to show you what that looks like, I know I showed you this before in a picture, but I'm going to show you again anyway. Because maybe you are seeing it, and it's just that tiny that, you know, it's practically invisible. So we'll show you what that looks like. And yeah, no, all the scaling that I've ever done has never been in the DAE. It's always been in the actual ActionScript. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this in the video once it gets uploaded and shit, and I don't even know if you can see my mouse while I'm recording it, but I'll point to the airplane. The airplane is right there, just due to the small scaling inside of the ActionScript. So if I kill that now and go up to a scale of what I chose, which happened to be 0.6075, do one more quick run. On my slow ass computer. So now you'll see just by changing the scale, it went from kind of a pinpoint up to that. So that's number 2, is check the scale. Not in DAE, but in simplevideo.as. You were also wondering about texture. I can show you exactly where you can find out if the model is loading but not the texture. What I can do, you'll see right in the same sort of chunk of code here, the texture, even though I noticed it's mentioned inside of the DAE file, it's actually, to my understanding, this is the one that matters, is actually the one in the ActionScript where it sets this bitmap file material. So you'll see if I set this to texture, blah, save that and run it, I'm going to show you what it would look like if your texture file isn't loading. And basically it's what you would expect is you get the mesh, right? So and I don't know what the proper terminology is, but you see the polygons. And so this is what it looks like. Again, you'll see down here, warning, don't worry about that. So this is what it looks like if it can't find the texture. Alright, the model's there, clearly. All because it can't find the texture. Texture is specified in simplevideo.as. So I'm going to rename that back to texture. Which in my case, I did happen to call it texture.jpg. And here's the old one, which is the SassTel Grill. I've kind of been mixing and matching. So here's, you know, your texture.jpg. And fourth and final thing that I can think of, is your marker even being detected at all? And this is how you're going to figure that out. If you open up that zip file that I sent you, and go back up one level and open up the PV 3D AR app ActionScript file. The one that I sent you, I removed some debugging code, and when you go to the function on enter frame, basically this means every time it's checking the frame for to see if the marker is actually visible or not, or being detected, I guess I should say. I commented out these two lines here, trace added, trace hidden. All trace means is it's just a way to debug code, and it just means that anything I trace will appear down here. So if you just uncomment it by deleting the 2 forward slashes, added means, well, I can call it whatever I want. I can call it I see the magic marker, and then I'll go, where has marker gone? Oh my god, it is gone. So whatever. Trace just will output it down here. So what I would recommend to you, if none of the first three things that I said were like give you a hint, check to make sure that the marker is at least getting shown. So we should see, I see the magic marker, and I'll show you now what that looks like. Man, I'll be really curious to see if we can do some animation. That would be pretty slick. Anyway, okay, here. So you see down here, it's just spitting out over and over and over. For every frame, it's saying, where has magic marker gone? Oh my god, it's gone. So, but as soon as I pull up the glyph, once it detects it, you'll see it says, I see the magic marker. If I take it away, oh my god, it's gone. If I put it back, I see the magic marker, and so on. Oh, there was a bug there. But never mind, you get the point. If you can't get it to say, I see the magic marker, then it's not even detecting it at all. So, those are the four things I can think of. Detecting the marker. The model is either completely incorrect for the source code that I provided. I'm not saying that the model that you provided is wrong, but the source code that I've given you is not utilizing it properly or whatever. The scale might be off, and if it is, I showed you how to do that. And then also the texture. If the texture is not being loaded, you should at least see the wireframe. So those are the four things I can think of, dude. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna send off this video to you, and whatever, man. If it works, cool. I can't wait to actually show you this. You see behind me here? It's supposed to be a green screen, but it's actually, well, whatever. It's supposed to be a green screen, but all I have is a blue screen. So I'm trying to do chroma keying with a blue screen, but I mean that's the best I got. Because I'll show you the hologram stuff I'm trying to do. So off of a business card, which this is a pack of smokes, but off of a business card I'm going to try and pop off, and I'll be talking out of it and so on and so forth. So I'll keep you posted on that. Anyway, no rush, man. I mean, we're busy as hell doing other shit, but I still want to try and keep a good pace on stuff that you're helping me with. So anyway, take care, man.